All right, we're gonna get going out here doing the power washing. I gotta remove, I've already removed half the window trim. Gonna be removing the rest of it right now, just using a hammer. It's coming off really easily. It's put in with some simple pins. I'm going to be pressure washing with a 3500 MITM pressure washer using a rotating nozzle to just clean and agitate. There's a lot of sand and debris on it from when the last time this cabin was stained. It was actually blasted with glass, and there's a lot of glass debris sitting on ledges and stuff still. So we're trying to clean all that off, getting it ready using a rotating nozzle. No chemicals, just water, not putting anything in the chemicals. All the tools and accessories we're using, some of them are typically down in the video description below. If you want to read about them, get more information about them, check the video description out. If you got any questions, comments, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to see our multi-series doing this cabin, or if you want to see any of our other videos painting, interior and exterior painting, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you won't get notified every time we come out with a new video. It's free, simple, and easy to do. But let's get on with the work on the cabin now. All right, now I'm just removing this window trim. It's coming off fairly easily. And the main reason is because when we started power washing, we noticed these windows were leaking really bad. So we pulled off some of the trim. Behind it, we noticed when the windows were installed, they were never sealed. So we know we need to, for the guys chinking, we've got to get these windows sealed properly. So we're gonna pull the window trim off, and then a lot of the window trim wasn't installed properly either, so we're going to be putting on some new window trim, but pins were put in right into the vinyl of these windows and cracked some of the vinyl on the windows. So all that stuff needs to be sealed and repaired, and that way we can also get it all cleaned, you know, behind these windows too. So just pulling the trim off all around here, and you can see it's just coming off fairly easily because it was put on with really small pins. And then all the pins that are left behind will go back after we're all done pulling this stuff off and cleaning, and we'll just clip those things off so they're not sticking out anymore. But now we'll be able to sink or chink and seal all this properly around these windows right here. So just got a few more up front to do, and we've already did those. We've already started power washing and moving our way, you know, down this way. Okay, I got the power washing all done now. We're gonna wait for it to dry, and then we're gonna begin applying our stain. We're using a semi-transparent stain that is a water-based product, and we don't have to, you know, wait multiple days for it to dry, and that's one of the benefits of a water-based, you know, stain. When I was pressure washing the logs, one of my main focuses was on tops of each log. There's this flat area, and it had a lot of glass beads from the previous blasting when the thing was stripped down to bare wood again. A lot of that was left behind. It wasn't cleaned thoroughly, so I was really trying to get that cleaned off so there wouldn't be anything causing an adhesion issue with the chinking. You don't want any sand, debris. You know, we're gonna be chinking. There's gonna be chinking in between all these logs. So we got it all thoroughly cleaned now. Once again, no chemicals, just an agitating nozzle. I did use the front. I used this straight shot nozzle to flood the front gable up there just to get, you know, any dirt and debris. There's a lot of like pine pollen and stuff, and just cleaned it up nicely with that. So the pressure washing's done. Gonna get ready to start staining. I'm gonna be doing the staining process with a Titan 440. Gonna be spraying and back brushing this entire thing. I'll be shielding the footings or masking them off. Gonna be throwing some masking over the windows, which will go really quick so I don't get any overspray on the windows. But just the logs themselves, just spraying, back brushing. The back brushing is gonna, you know, enhance adhesion and penetration of the stain. If you were just to actually spray it and not back brush it, then you're not gonna get really good penetration of the stain. It's not gonna last very long. If you want this to last long and not have to stain it every year, every 2 years, then you're gonna need to really back brush it. You wanna saturate it really well and back brush it. But let's get on with this staining process now. So we're getting our stain ready. It's a semi-transparent stain that we're gonna be using today. And I'm gonna be putting a product in because there's, they do have a problem with the carpenter ants on this house. And so they spray it all the time, put stuff around the perimeter all the time, and they're still getting in the house. I'm gonna be putting a product called Bug Juice inside the paint, and it's an insecticide for flying and crawling insects, and it kills flying and crawling insects. So, and I've used it probably for the last 12 years, and it's a very effective product for keeping flying and crawling insects, spiders, mosquitoes, stuff like that off of your house. It actually kills them. So you just want to put it in there according to instructions. You got to spray it, you know, apply or add it and spray it according to instructions same day. I don't got a stir stick, so I'm improvising and got myself a piece of wood to stir this up. I'm gonna be spraying with, I'm gonna figure out what tip. I want a nice heavy tip because I want to be able to spray on a lot of stain and back brush it. You know, if you use too small of a tip, you know, then you're not going to get enough of the product on. So really the spraying is just a way to get the stain on quickly, but back brushing is the essential process. Spraying it just keeps me from having to keep dipping my brush into a bucket. So there you go, we got it all stirred up. I got my tips kept right here in a tip saver. So I'm gonna be using, probably, see what I got here, what tip sizes. I think I got a, that's a 310 fine finish. The purples are fine finish tips. I'm gonna be going with, see if I can find a 515. I'd like to use the 515. So here's a 515 right here. I'm gonna be using 515. We'll see how that works once we start here. And I can adjust tip size. If it's coming out too much, you know, I can just put on a smaller tip. If it's coming out too heavy, same with the pressure. I can lower or raise the pressure, you know, if there's too much overspray. We'll get this all ready to go here now. Now, a couple things I'm just using a short hose, a short whip hose, so I don't have to load up a lot of product. Got myself just a 24-foot extension. I'm using a 25-foot whip hose, and then I got our own, then that's our own custom-made whip right there. And then I've got a pencil whip that I had custom-made right here on the end, and that's even softer than our normal whip hoses, so makes it really easy to manipulate and maneuver the gun. So I got everything ready to go. I got a couple more gallons to add to this. Want to box those gallons together. I'm going to test this out in the field here to see if it's working. My pressure's set at a little bit high right now. Looks like it's somewhere around full pressure. It's 3,000. I'm going to drop I want to be able to control overspray, so I'm going to drop that pressure down, significantly. Pull this off to drop the pressure down. You can quickly drop your pressure down just by, now it's about 1100 PSI now. I also have a sprayer saver here, and I'll show you what that is, how this thing actually works. When you start to get low on paint, instead of your sprayer sucking air, we always typically are tilting our 5-gallon buckets on their side. So I can tilt it on its side just like this. Now it's nice and secure, and my intake tube will stay down in there a lot lower. All right, I got everything set up now. I've got my sprayer set right at around, let's see, it's about 800 PSI. I want it really, really low. I'm just trying to get the product on there heavy, and then I'm back brushing. I'm going to be using a couple stain brushes. I got a Premier stainer right here, just a simple China bristle stain brush. I also got a Worcester block stainer, a 5-inch block stainer. I'll be using both of them, doing the staining. I'm going to mask these windows off now, and then I'll begin spraying and back brushing. I do have a respirator I'll be wearing. Because I'm spraying. If I wasn't spraying, I wouldn't be wearing a respirator, but I'm gonna be using an RZ respirator. So I've got that ready to go here, but I'm gonna get on with the masking now. I'm gonna mask these windows off. I'm gonna be using frog tape blue and frog tape green. The blue is the production tape, a little less expensive than the green tape, to fill in these edges, and this will keep anything from bleeding on to my windows. I don't want any stain on my vinyl, so I'm gonna be masking these off here. And I'm not sure how much will be exposed on the sides, so I'm just gonna be putting some masking on the sides also. All right, so we're moving right along doing the staining, and I did pressure wash the thing today. And I typically, when I do fences and log home stuff like this, I like to actually pressure wash it, let it dry for half a day, and then I like to come back and start the staining process same day, because to me, if there's a little bit of moisture left in those logs, in any of the dry wood, it's actually going to help the stain penetrate more evenly, and you're going to get an more even finish, I guess. Is that how I want to say it? So I just think when it comes to, especially like fences too, they're so dry. If there's a little bit of moisture left in the fence while you're spraying, it gives you more working time, and the finish actually comes out a lot more even. So I'm just working my way down this side, and we're going to work this way down this side. So we're just continuing right along here, just spraying and back brushing. And as I'm spraying, I'm just spraying, back brushing, and if it looks a little bit dry, then I keep adding just more product, spraying and back brushing until it looks completely saturated, and then I'm moving right along. So I'm continuing along on the back side of the cabin now, spraying it. And once again, part of the keys to this whole staining process is really saturating, putting on a lot of product that you have to back brush. I'm doing the front of the cabin now. These snowboards and stuff are going to be removed, and we're going to be staining the top of this cabin also. So I'm not concerned about overspray. I'm controlling overspray with a low pressure and on my tip. So we're just masking these windows on this side also, so we can continue spraying and back brushing this side of the cabin also. So the back brushing process, you can see right now these logs are completely saturated with stain. Just a quick tip when rolling up your masking, so or pulling off the paper. I actually like to just, you can see I'm rolling this up, so none of the masking's actually exposed. So when you throw it into your trash bag, it doesn't stick all to your trash bag and wad your trash bag up in a ball that you can't get stuff into. Just a handy little tip, when it comes to pulling off your masking, not being frustrated because your trash bag is all messed up because the masking tape is balled it all up. So I just take all the sticky parts of the masking tape, just roll them up into a ball like that, and it's good to go. So I'm out here been staining the logs on the cabin now, doing the footings. The footings are kind of a little bit worn out, but trying to freshen them up a little bit. There's some peeling spots. I'm using Super Deck. It'll work right on concrete. They're previously painted footings, but I'm just going back over them right now. Wasn't worried about overspray when I was doing the cabin, when I was doing the logs today, because I knew I was going to go back and be brushing these footings. And I'm just using a semi-transparent Super Deck stain just so I can make it look natural, so they're not like painted. They were painted before, and I'm trying to give it more of a natural look. So we're going to see how this semi-transparent stain actually looks on here. If I run into any peeling spots, I'm just going to be taking my Linbite and I'll scrape those. There's some peeling spots on the other side. So I did put some bug juice in this. I put bug juice in here so that way any bugs crawling up onto the cabin to get up on here, it'll kill them. All right, we got our cabin all complete, all stained and chinked, and I want to walk you around, give you some B-roll footage of what it looks like with the chinking out, because this thing looks absolutely amazing. So follow the camera, check out this amazing job chinking and staining. So here we go, let's take a look. All right, there you have it. Our cabin is all stained. It's all chinked now. I'm walking around doing some touch-ups and stuff and getting it all tidied up. You can see the chinking looks absolutely amazing. So we chinked the logs, chink the soffits, chink the gables, and it looks great. So the staining's done, chinking's done. If you got any questions or comments about this video, stay tuned. I'm gonna have an upcoming video on some chinking tips and tricks. That will be, part 2 of this video. So when it comes to the staining process, what we did to get this thing ready to chink, if you got any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section below. If you wanna know any of the tools or accessories that we're using in the video, just check the video description below. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notified when I come out with another video. It's simple, free, and easy to do. We'll see you on our next video. Out.